Hey, how's it going, everybody?
Hello, all.
Nice to see you all again. And you may notice that we have a special guest today. You might have to look closely. He's kind of tucked away in the corner over there.
There he is.
There he is. Homer's back.
Homer T. Tortoise.
And what's the T stand for?
The Homer the Tortoise. His roommate is Marge B. Tortoise. Homer and Marge, okay.
Yeah.
The B stands for Bouvier. Wonder how many of our listeners will catch that connection.
I'm at a loss. I have no idea. Well, maybe we'll leave it out there.
Part of me wants to go ahead and explain it, and part of me wants to leave it out there and see who catches it.
What are you going to do?
For now, let's leave it out there.
Okay.
But somewhere in the middle of the video, I'm liable to just blurt out.
Okay, so Marge Bouvier Tortoise. Okay, all right. We'll see if anybody figures out what in the world that all means. Anyway, Homer's back. He was enticed by a bunch of food pellets.
Tortoise nuggets.
Tortoise nuggets. Okay.
He loves them.
Loves them. Good to have Homer back. Sometimes Homer ends up being sort of a judge of his own. We play a song, and depending on Homer's behavior, we can use that to determine if it's a keeper or not.
There was one he was boogieing to, wasn't there?
I thought it was Kate Bush, which you didn't care for, but Homer seemed to like it.
And hers isn't the kind of thing you'd actually boogie to.
It's not really a boogie song, but it's funny you would mention boogie. That's a great transition. So the first song I've got for us today is a boogie song. I'm not going to tell you the name of it just yet. I'm sure you'll recognize it. I'm pretty sure. But I kind of decided to go with a theme today of songs that were a little bit more humorous. Because that is a theme that I've seen in some of your musical taste. You do like clever, somewhat funny songs.
Absolutely. Those that can be a plus for a song.
So the first one is a classic. I can't imagine you won't know it, but I thought it'd be a good one to share. And so I won't say the name just yet. We'll just play it. And
well, so far with a couple of clues, I've got something in mind. It also tells a story.
It does tell a story.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah. So we've got a couple of elements that we know that you tend to like. You like stories. You like things that are a little funny. So I think we're just going to let this one rip, and then we can process it and discuss, because I've got some stories associated with this song as well. So there's probably some good crossover.
If it's the one I'm thinking of, I'm eager.
Okay. So it probably is. You probably got it figured out. But so here we go. People watching this, you'll know what it is because it'll be in the title. But here we go. Turn your volume up. Get ready to boogie.
Go. Brownsville Station. Martian Boogie. I love it.
The other night, I was walking down the street. I was getting kind of hungry. I decided to get me something to eat. Now, I passed up all the chain franchise joints on Hamburger Row and stopped at a little greasy spoon place I always eat at called Eat, Sit, and Go. Get you one of those greasy hamburgers all peppered up, lay you up in the hospital for 10 days. So I ordered me up a couple of them grease bombs. Waitress brought them over, lifted up the bun, checked them out. Damn, no ketchup. So I nudged the guy sitting next to me at the counter. I said, hey, partner, how about passing the ketchup over? Suddenly, this little bitty green hand holding a ketchup bottle came into view. And I freaked. Because the guy sitting next to me was a Martian. Now, in 28 years of eating hamburgers, I ain't never run into no Martian, not at 2:30 in the morning, and certainly not at a fine scarfing establishment like Eat. Well, he was sitting over there with a bunch of colored sticks on his plate, and I looked over at him and I said, what you eating there, boy, crayons? And he said,
why no, they're Martian cigarettes. Here, try one.
Well, about half hour later, he looked over at me and smiled. Them old Martians ain't got but 2 teeth in their head. And he said,
how do you feel?
And I said, well, so good. Yeah, I do. Go boogie. Wow, go crazy. Got in shuffle. And Pluto blues. Don't know but boogie. Like a small ship still, we're gonna boogie. Gonna boogie. We're gonna boogie. Out till the break of day. Beaver. Meanwhile, back at Eats, I was still thinking. I said, how come out of all the places you could have landed, you ended up here? He said,
well, according to my lunar space map, this town here is supposed to be
the boogie capital of the USA! So I asked him, I said, now where else you been, boy? And he told me. Said I rocked him over and I rocked him down. Rocked him in the country, I rocked him in town. Rocked him from Memphis on up to Maine. Woke up a lady and she asked my name. Told him the name was on till I should. I said, rocket chair Martian don't have to work. Yeah, I feel so good. Yeah. Gonna boogie. Wow, baby. Martian boogie. Boogie woogie. Martian boogie.
Man,
Love that song.
wow. Yes, super fun song. So do you remember kind of where you first heard that?
Oh gosh. No, I don't. I would have to guess that it had to be on KSHE.
That's definitely where I heard it from. Nobody I knew had that album or anything like that. It was just one of those random songs that KSHE seemed to play every once in a while. And
And for those of you who haven't heard us talk about KSHE before, that was the FM radio station in St. Louis where we lived, grew up, whatever. KSHE was among the first rock kind of open format radio stations in the country. And they were really big back then, and they're still big nowadays, even though they've changed quite a bit. But yeah, they played the stuff that the pop commercial stations didn't play. Songs that were longer than 3 minutes, and the wild rock and roll. That's that when we talk about KSHE, that's in fact, there are documentaries on YouTube about KSHE.
that would be interesting. Real rock radio.
KSHE 95.
Mm-hmm. I've still got my original KSHE 95 baseball cap with the original sweetmeat patch on it.
Wow.
Yeah.
KSHE's mascot was a pig. You may recall from the late 60s and early 70s that pig was used as a derogatory reference towards certain members of society. And they adopted Sweetmeat the pig as their mascot.
And he had a doobie in his mouth.
Yeah.
They had to change that in the 80s. Make him a little bit more socially appropriate.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Brownsville Station, Martian Boogie, excellent song.
Brownsville Station, Martian Boogie. So my story about that is living in outside of St. Louis when I was living with you in high school, and my friends and I, that was all a song we all appreciated, and so we had a rule that if we were out and about doing whatever, partying, and that song came on, we had to pull over wherever we were, and we'd all get out and dance. So it didn't matter what street we were on. It didn't matter.
That's hilarious. That had to result in some strange scenes.
Probably didn't seem strange to us in the moment.
Right.
But yeah, that was a fond memory. So is that in your library? It's got to be.
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
Yeah. And in fact, we've also talked about when we used to share CDs back and forth. You probably put it on one of the CDs you gave me at some point.
Or vice versa.
Or vice versa. Seems like a logical thing. Well, I knew that was a safe one, but it fits with the theme, and and it does kind of get us into a genre, some new kind of territory.
Really? I would just put that down as rock and roll.
Well, yeah, but it does have that sort of like humorous, kind of, storytelling kind of element.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's just a fun song, so. Okay, do we have to rate that one?
Well, technically we probably do. And I got to give that above a 9, somewhere above a 9.
Yeah. I mean, I'd probably give it, an 8.5. I don't know if I'd kick it up to a 9, but it's one of those songs that I enjoy, but I don't want to hear it all the time.
Yeah.
But it's a good one.
In fact, when they were at the beginning, when I'm thinking, oh, Martian Boogie, I know I've got that on, and I have to check and be double sure because I don't recall hearing it in a while. But that's one of the nice things about my list that plays randomly is that there's songs that I don't hear for a while, and then I appreciate them even more when they do come on. So
But you better double check and make sure it's in there.
let me do that right now. I hate to interrupt our.
We temporarily interrupt your programming.
Yeah, let's see
So that
here.
Jim can check his music list. We also lost Homer, which could be a good sign or a bad sign. He might have got so excited by the music that he boogied right out of the picture.
It is on my list. And where'd he go? He took off wandering again. You know, if there isn't food there to demand, oh, there he is over on the other side of the room. Yes, it is on my list. Haven't heard it in a while. Did Brownsville Station do anything else that made a splash?
Not that I know of.
Yeah.
Maybe. Hey, you know, that's why we have our viewers, right? They'll let us know.
That's right.
They'll let us know. So do let us know, because clearly they can rock and roll.
They might have had members of the group that went on to get more fame with other groups or something. But yeah, viewers, let us know.
Yeah. Okay, very good. Well, and the other reason I wanted to play that was because one of the things that we've kind of been doing is introducing some of our viewers to things they haven't heard before that might be interesting. And again, if you didn't grow up in St. Louis and listening to KSHE, you may have never heard this song.
You think that's possible?
I guess it's within the realm of possibility.
I just, I never really thought about it, but I just kind of assumed that song was so appealing that everybody in the world has probably heard it.
I bet not.
I could be wrong.
I bet you're wrong on that one. Okay, very good. Let's wrap this one up. So that was a fun one, a fun way to start the day. Any final words or thoughts?
Let's see. No, but the theme of songs with funny stories and stuff, our next video that we were going to do, and the next one that I was going to play a song was something totally different. But now I'm tempted, but I'll stick with the original plan.
Oh, okay. All right. I thought you were gonna mix it up.
But before we go, we should give credit to the people that make this video possible. Top of the list is producer and editor Vess. Our tech equipment is provided by the Acme Corporation. Studio space provided by Inatech. Legal services from Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe, of course. Accounting by the Adam Upright Company. And transportation is provided by Hugo.
It's good to mention all of our sponsors and all of the people who are involved in the production of this elaborate show that we've put together.
It's a huge collaboration. We couldn't do this all by ourselves.
Heck no. Yeah. Good. All right. Thank you. Thanks, guys. Hit the buttons.
Thank you, everybody.
We'll see you next time.
See you. Bye.